everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Titli and you're watching Titli B. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I make book related videos every week. Now today I'm here with a list of books that I'm planning to read this year. Yes, before the 2021 starts, I want to finish these books. These books has been on my list, like TBR list, for forever. None of these books are new books. I have been keeping them on my shelves for so long that it is time I think I should start on the book. Now this year, due to pandemic and everything, I did not buy any book. That is a huge accomplishment for me, as well as such a resistance that I have. I haven't bought any book in this 7 months except one which was I gifted myself on my birthday, and that is a Night Circle. So this is a huge deal for me. What I planned for this year, that I will only be reading the books that are waiting on my shelf. And to be very honest, I have read so many books from here and I am feeling good that I am slowly making my way up on my shelves. And the books that I am going to talk about are also from my shelves that are waiting for a year or more than that. You know, this happens when you have a habit of buying books, and the word I cannot remember, but I will put it in here so you know the word. And it happens that every time there is a sale or anything, I lose control and buy books. I'm also hoping that I get to buy at least 1 or 2 books this year, because it really makes me feel happy. But let's see what happens. But that doesn't stop me from reading the books that I have already on my shelves. Now every year this happens that I keep on buying book and forget the book that I have already bought. But this year I am very strict on this and reading the books from my shelf. So the books that I have picked up are not much, but 7 to 8 books that I'm going to show you. On my reading challenge, there is actually about 20 books to be read more, because I have 50 books this year. So I think 20 or 25 books are yet left on my list. So I am keeping myself onto the options. I am not just planning all the 25 books that I am going to read. The books that I'm going to show you are the books that I am gonna read, and I hope I don't get distracted by other books, because that happens very often. So without any further ado, let's get on to the list. The first book that I want to read this year is Kafka on the Shore by Murakami. I have been wanting to read this book for so long, but I did not really pick up this book. I think I have read about 2 Murakami books, and both were like very short stories, but this one is quite thick, and there is so many good reviews about this book. And I always wanted to start this book on leisure, because when you read Murakami, what I know and what I have heard, that you really need to put yourself into this. You cannot just read a page and be distracted and then come back to the story. I think even for most of the complex book you need that, and Murakami deals with the magic realism and everything, which I really enjoy. So this book is on my list. I really want to read this one, and I'm hoping that this is going to be a 5-star rate. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just keeping my hopes up for this one. The second book on my list is The ABC Murders. The first ever book that I heard about Agatha Christie was this book, but somehow I started my reading journey of Agatha Christie with Then There Were None. It took me quite a lot of while to get to this book, and when I bought this, I haven't read for like 3 to 4 months. Like this one is more than 3 to 4 months, because I haven't bought anything this year. This one is, I think probably last year I bought this one. So this is something I'm going to read. I started my this year's reading with Agatha Christie, and I have read 3 books by her this year so far, and this is going to be the book I end with this year probably, or at least my last Agatha Christie of 2020. I'm very excited for this one as well, and I love the cover of this one, but I don't know, I think that I like the illustrated ones much more, but nonetheless I'm so excited for this book as well. So this is my second book that I want to read so badly. The third book on my list is The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. This is a very thin book, so I'm keeping this one actually for December, because I read thick books throughout the year, so I always get like very behind on my reading challenge. So I keep thin books for December and November so I can hurry up and reach my goal. I like doing that, and this is a very thin one, and I am probably going to read it towards the end of this year. And I'm picking up this book because I've been meaning to read one Oscar Wilde book, so I have this in my shelf. Instead of buying any other books, why don't I start with this one? So yes, this is a book that I'm going to read, and this is a very thin book too. I'm hoping I would be able to finish this very soon. The fourth book on my list is The Secret Garden. Now this book is actually suggested to me by one of my students. So I bought this one and I have been planning to read this, but I kept on delaying this. Now this is also a book has a little bit fantasy fiction, so this is something I really like. So this is also on my list. And see the cover. I think the cover of both these books are so pretty. These are actually the Flipkart Assured or Flipkart published one of Penguin books. These are so beautiful books, and I want to start with this very soon, probably next month, like August. I would be reading this one. This is a very moderate or average length book, so I'm hoping it would take me a week max to finish this one. So yes, this is a book that I am waiting to read very soon. And if you have read this book, do let me know about it in the comment box below. The next book on my list is The Color Purple. Now this book is on my TBR for so long, and I don't know, I keep on delaying reading this one because I always go with complex book with time in my hand, and somehow I don't have. So I think I read fantasy because of that too much, because those are like really easy to go on with. Now I will be reading this one probably on September or on November. I don't know, but this book sure something I will be reading this year because it is time. I cannot put this gem on my TBR and not talk about this book. So yes, this is on my TBR. I will be reading it very soon. The sixth book on my list is Carry On. Now, I was meant to read this book last month, that is on June, but due to a book, I couldn't read this one. Like, I was reading The Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and it took me so long that I couldn't start with this one. And so I didn't wanted to start it for July, because for July I had planned to read The Priory of the Orange Tree. So this book is something I'm definitely gonna read during August, and I'm very excited for this one. I also have the sequel on my TBR. I also have the sequel on my bookshelf, but I didn't bought out that one because I have to first read this one. So yes, this is something that I'm very excited to read, and this is probably I'm going to read next month. The next book on my list is also a book that is very famous and also has a movie on it, and that is A Wrinkle in Time. I have been meaning to read this since last year, but I kept delaying. Like, I get distracted by other books so easily, and that's why I think I don't get to finish all the books that I have. But this not buying books has really brought me into this thing or this mindset why I really want to finish the books that I have first, and then go ahead and buy the books that I want to read. Obviously, I really need to buy the whole lot of the Ring series and the Percy Jackson series, but that are the books that I really want to buy. But rest of that book I want to read are already on my shelf, so I think I'm not buying books is really helping me. So this is a book that I really want to read, and after that I will surely be watching the movie, and I plan to make a movie and book review on this book. I hope I will be reading it by September, December. I don't know, but not in August. I'm not going to start it in August. But yes, this is a book that I'm very excited to read. And if you have read this book, mention it in the comment box below if you liked it or not, or what should I expect from this book. And the next book on my list is The Next Person You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. So this book I bought last year. If you haven't saw my books under 200 rupees haul of Flipkart, I will put in the link below as well as in the iCard, so go and check it. I bought it there. I got it for huge sale price. I got it like under 200 rupees, like 130 or something, or maybe below 100, I don't remember it well. But Mitch Albom's books are really famous, especially Tuesday with Morris. So as much as I want to read Tuesday with Morris, I first want to read this one to just get into this writing style and everything. So this is the book. This is not very thick or anything, like this is quite thin comparatively, and when you see the text inside it, you understand that it has, when you see the text inside it, you see it has lots of like blank spaces here and there, so it's like easier to read when a book is like that. So this book is something I really want to read this year. So this is a book that I really want to read this year, and that is the last book of my TBR list that I want to read this very year. So that was my list for TBR 2020, the books that I want to read before the end of 2020. So I hope you liked my list, and tell me what are your plans for this year's read and what are the books that you want to positively finish before you enter 2021. So I think that's all for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Until my next video, I'll see you all again. Bye bye. And it took me quite a while to get to this book. Like, I don't know, I keep on delaying. So what is lightning happening? Wow.